Here it is. The news about the coronavirus. That's right. The news about the coronavirus.
Exclusively on Spectrum. The weather on the one is at a large band of precipitation. Your morning news, weekday mornings on Spectrum News 1.
Here it is. The news about the coronavirus. That's right. The news about the coronavirus.
Driven to bring decision makers together and committed to elevating discussion and debate. Your community, your state, your show. In Focus with Mike Kohlmeyer, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on Spectrum News 1. Exclusively on Spectrum. Spectrum News 1, a new kind of news channel dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State. With your local forecast every 10
Here it
minutes
is.
and all of the essential
The news about the coronavirus.
plus in-depth shows and exclusives.
That's right. The news about the coronavirus.
Always on. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
Weather and the sky has always fascinated me, and I live with what I do.
Here it is.
I come home,
The
look
news
at the weather
about the
forecast.
coronavirus.
It's really a part of my life. It's not just
That's
a
right.
job. It
The
is my
news
passion.
about the coronavirus.
Meteorologist here right now. Well, we have a very experienced weather team, and we know what's important to Ohioans as they make their plans every day because we are part of the community. I'm Eric Elwell, Chief Meteorologist, Spectrum News 1.
Actor Ryan Reynolds has inspiration and pizza for graduates in a commencement speech for his alma mater. It's for graduating seniors at Kitsilano Secondary School in Vancouver, British Columbia. Take a listen.
But I can pass on this one little chestnut of wisdom, something you might want to start if you're not already doing it. Totally up to you, no pressure. But one thing that's worked for me is practicing some form of compassion every day, whether it's for yourself or someone else, especially for someone else.
The virtual address is now up on the actor's YouTube page. In that address, Reynolds urges grads to practice empathy as well. He also offers a free pizza from his favorite local spot to each graduate. Star Wars fans getting excited about Monday, which of course is May the 4th, kind of an unofficial holiday for them. Disney Plus debuting a new 8-part docuseries called Disney Gallery: The Mandalorian. It is behind-the-scenes looks at how the popular Mandalorian series was created, including interviews and never-before-seen footage. Executive producer Jon Favreau hosts the series, which debuts on the holiday known as May the 4th be with you, when fans celebrate all things Star Wars. After that, Disney Plus will stream new episodes every Friday. Experiencing the great outdoors from home.
Stay on
If you are
trail.
feeling like physically trekking Ohio State parks, why not do it virtually? We'll tell you how after the break.
I hope you had a chance to enjoy the very mild weekend with temperatures in the 70s, because here comes the cooler air, and it may stick around a while. We'll check out the long-range forecast. It's on the ones up next.
This is what our communities are made of. The local businesses that keep them thriving and the people who support their success. We stand by you. Spectrum Reach and Waymark have partnered to help by offering free videos for small businesses. Go to spectrumreach.com/rebound to get started today. Tell your customers how they can support your business during this challenging time. On behalf of Spectrum Reach and Waymark, thank you. Together, we will rebound.
About storytelling. I guess I fell in love with news because it's the real story of us. It's the real story of community. I'm Mary Lee Melendez, anchor reporter, Spectrum News 1.
Weather in Ohio is changing all the time.
We get winter one day and 60s the next.
At Spectrum News 1, our goal is refreshingly simple.
We bring you an accurate, reliable, and local forecast every 10 minutes.
We have an incredible, experienced team of people.
We don't just know about the weather, we know about Ohio.
You never have to wait for your forecast with your Weather on the Ones.
Weather on the Ones, every 10 minutes, exclusively on Spectrum. Spectrum News 1, a new kind of news channel dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State. With your local forecast every 10 minutes and all of the essential news you need 24/7. Plus, in-depth shows and exclusives focused on your community. Always Ohio, always refreshing, always on. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
Maybe I'll run for president, maybe I won't, but I will tell you that I'm not going to go away.
I don't think Michigan can become the Michigan of old.
We're probably the first professional sports team in the world that was built by the fans.
We're the biggest ice cream shipper in the nation, setting the standard for American ice cream.
I get to live my dream. I mean, what more could I ask for?
Conversations, Sunday and Tuesday night at 9 on Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Eric Elwell with your Weather on the Ones. We're going to check out your extended forecast and update you on that. One thing I want to look at, though, over the next few days is the pollen count, where we have seen that number jump, and it's tree pollen mostly, beginning to start to see a little bit of grass pollen. It was in the high category during the day Sunday. It'll drop off a little bit Monday, but generally moderate to high until we get later in the week. That's when we're going to also see a drop in the temperature as well. Starting to get some of that cooler air in late tonight. You'll notice it tomorrow. Temperatures are going to be 20 degrees cooler tomorrow than where we spent the day Sunday. And an even cooler shot of air gets in here by about Friday. Unfortunately, the cool air may stick around not only into this week, but perhaps into the upcoming weekend and early the following week. Looking at the long-range outlook, which takes us all the way to the 13th, expecting to be cooler than average. Typically, we say you need to wait till after Mother's Day, at least after mid-May, before we start doing any planting, and obviously we can get some frost and freeze conditions well into May, and we may get it this weekend. Now, the bright side, if you're trying to get into the fields and the garden, we do expect a drier pattern, cool and dry. If you look at the forecast rainfall amounts for the next week, generally under 1/4 of an inch, with 3 systems that impact us, one Tuesday, Wednesday, another one coming up Friday. Most of the rain for the upcoming week will stay off to the south of us, so that is perhaps some good news. Decent day tomorrow, just cooler than normal. You're going to need the jacket back with temperatures, as you can see, well into the afternoon, into the upper 40s. We may get back to the low 50s Monday afternoon, and we'll climb to the mid to upper 50s by late this week, but a chance for showers Wednesday. Then another shot of rain Friday. Could mix in with some snowflakes Saturday morning. Temperatures diving into the mid-30s.
Whether you're an Uber driver or a passenger, you will start wearing a mask. Executives deciding last week that it will require face coverings in the U.S. The requirement is expected to be rolled out in the coming weeks. Uber says it's also in the process of developing technology to hold drivers and riders accountable. The company says it is trying to get masks to drivers as soon as possible, but that it may take some time because supplies are limited. Most of the trails around the Buckeye State are still open during this health crisis, but if you don't feel like leaving your home, don't worry. There are some state park online programs being offered to make you feel like you're enjoying the
State trails
outdoors.
still open.
Enrique Correa now with more.
And during this time when everyone's being asked to stay at home, we realize a lot of people are using our Ohio state parks for exercise.
Some trails across Ohio
Stay
are
on
still open for
trail.
business, even though the facilities like bathrooms and other amenities will remain closed during the stay-at-home order. If people can't make it out to one of Ohio's 83 state parks, then the Ohio Department of Natural Resources is providing a collection of online virtual activities.
We have basically a digital discoveries page on our website, and it has a whole range of things, all the way from kids activities to even up to citizen science projects for all ages. And so you'll see videos. We actually have an ODNR Field Notes YouTube channel where you can see videos from different parts of ODNR, all the way from the naturalists through the Division of Wildlife.
During these difficult times, people are inside their homes more than ever. So now they can discover the outdoors online with ODNR experts. If you can't visit one of Ohio's state parks in person, they're giving you the tools to connect with Mother Nature.
It's important because it still allows us to have kind of a sense of normalcy, allows us to still be able to get in touch with nature, get in touch with our state, and kind of relate to other people throughout. So you might see people posting pictures of the animals they saw in their backyard. You can post pictures of what wildlife you might see in your backyard, and that kind of connects us, even though we might necessarily can't be close together right now.
If you don't like traveling to a state park, Broderick says you may not have to go far to experience nature from home.
So you can even see migratory birds coming through your backyard if you can't make it out into a park. So it's just really important to try to get outside, kind of get yourself some fresh air, and enjoy the spring as it comes.
Reporting for Spectrum News, I'm Enrique Correa.
Labrador Retrievers are top dog in American hearts. That's according to the newly released breed ranking from the American Kennel Club. It shows that Labs were the most registered puppies to the AKC in 2019. That's an honor that the Pooches have held for 29 years. Other breeds in the top 10 include Bulldogs, German Shepherds, and Golden Retrievers. The Pembroke Welsh Corgi jumped into the top 10 for the first time this year. The list only includes Kennel Club certified pure breeds, so no Golden Doodles or Yoki Poos. Murder hornets are now in the United States. Asian giant hornets are an invasive and potentially deadly species, and they've been found in the U.S. for the first time. Researchers nicknamed them murder hornets because of their venomous stings. They can kill a human if a human is stung several times, and they're also strong enough to puncture a beekeeper's suit. The hornets are more than 2 inches long and have reportedly been attacking beehives in Washington state. Scientists do not yet know how they made it to the U.S. So ends another hour here on Spectrum News 1, but don't go anywhere because the news never stops. Coming up next, we're going to tell you what you need to know about the coronavirus and get a look at your Weather on the One's forecast. In the meantime, some fun facts about Ohio.
Ohio Fun Facts are sponsored by the Ohio Senior Health Insurance Information Program.
Choose to play for another coach. They developed a tension between them.
This will be Phil's last year as the coach of the Bulls.
In Phil fashion, he had a name for it.
I called it The Last Dance.
The Last Dance.
An opportunity to see every corner of the state. We want to empower our communities and redefine what a news channel can be.
Every morning, the people of Ohio have the opportunity to wake up and start fresh.
We want to be a different kind of news channel, putting storytelling and community first.
Well, it's really humbling to be invited to our neighbors' homes and help them plan their day. Welcome to Your Morning News. I'm Sophia Constantine. Take a look at your weather on the one. We've got a large band of precipitation.
Your Morning News, weekday mornings on Spectrum News 1. Spectrum News 1, a new kind of news channel dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State. With your local forecast every 10 minutes and all of the essential news you need 24/7. Plus, in-depth shows and exclusives focused on your community. Always Ohio, always refreshing, always on. We are Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum.
Maybe I'll run for president, maybe I won't, but I will tell you that I'm not going to go away.
I don't think Michigan can become the Michigan of old.
We're probably the first professional sports team in the world that was built by the fans.
We're the biggest ice cream shipper in the nation, setting the standard for American ice cream.
I get to live my dream. I mean, what more could I ask for?
Conversations, Sunday and Tuesday night at 9 on Spectrum News 1, exclusively on Spectrum. It's 10 o'clock. Have questions about COVID-19? Visit coronavirus.ohio.gov.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on Spectrum News 1. I'm Curtis Jackson. Let's get you up to date with the very latest in the pandemic. Here in Ohio, there are now more than 19,000 total cases of the virus, and that includes 1,038 deaths. The state health department is urging every Ohioan to be on the lookout for potential scams as crooks prey on vulnerable people during the outbreak. They say price gouging, fake stimulus checks, and fake robocalls from emergency management agencies are just three things to be on the lookout for. And intelligence documents obtained by the AP are now indicating that China may have covered up the extent of the coronavirus outbreak. Those reports suggesting that the Chinese government knew how contagious the virus was and were seeking to stock up on the proper medical supplies needed to respond to it. More on the coronavirus in just a moment, but first, a not-so-bad weekend weather-wise with warmer temperatures and a few showers here and there. Chief Meteorologist Eric Elwell joining us now from the Weather Center with more on what we can expect as we begin the rest of the week.
Well, I saw a lot of folks taking advantage of nice weather over the weekend to get some yard work done. Some of you taking advantage and planting some flowers. We'll see if that was risky here in just a little bit. We are tracking a cool down as we head through the upcoming week. Your forecast right now with your weather on the ones. Temperatures will be heading down over the next 24 hours as skies gradually clear and rain moves out late tonight, all before showers come back Tuesday and Wednesday. You can see the showers here tonight pushing off to the south and to the east. As we head through the night, we expect most of the rain to be well gone and the clouds to clear out as well. A few scattered clouds in the northeast as we head into your Monday. It will be noticeably cooler. Temperatures about 10 degrees cooler for your Monday compared to where we spent most of the weekend. And fortunately, the trend looking cooler through the week. Next round of rain approaching late Monday night. That'll get in here for the daytime Tuesday. So here's your forecast for Monday for select cities. Lots of sunshine back. We're just shaving about 10 degrees off the temperature. 67 in Cincinnati, 62 Columbus, upper 50s in Toledo, low 50s in Akron, Canton. Other cities about 50. That's it for Youngstown, mid-60s in Athens and in Portsmouth. Your complete forecast all across Ohio on the ones and minutes.
Eric, thank you. Sunday morning, Governor Mike DeWine was on ABC this week talking about the executive order requiring everyone to wear masks in Ohio and how he says it went too far.
It became clear to me that that was just a bridge too far. That people were not going to accept the government telling them what to do. And so we put out, dozens and dozens of orders. That was one that it just went too far. But at the same time we pulled that back, I said, look, this is highly recommended. This is, for most people, unless you have a physical reason, you can't wear the mask, and we understand that. But when you go into a retail store, that is the kind thing to do.
Governor DeWine and Lieutenant Governor John Husted expanded on their expectations for face coverings, saying they are required for employers and employees while on the job, unless told otherwise. During the last couple of months, Dr. Amy Acton has become one of the most recognizable figures in all of Ohio. And while she is now a fan favorite, she does have her detractors as well. Protesters rallied outside of her home near Columbus on Saturday, demanding that she lift the new stay-at-home order that went into effect Friday. One sign spotted there claimed that hairstylists are essential. A day later, the healthcare community showed its support for Acton during a rally at the State House. Those workers thanked her for flattening the curve by encouraging Ohioans to wear masks and be socially distant. The Trump administration announced Sunday that 2.2 million small business loans worth $175 billion have been made in the second round of the Paycheck Protection Program. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says the average size of a loan made was $79,000. The administration said that since the launch of the PPP, 3.8 million loans totaling more than $500 billion have been made. For more than a month, Ohioans in many different industries have had to work from home. But as businesses start to reopen, many will have to adjust to a new normal back at the office. There are many people who simply do not feel comfortable returning for various reasons. UC Health Stress Center Director Dr. Kate Chard suggests that employees reach out to their employers to go over safety precautions and the new work routine. And if you have children and are concerned about leaving them at home, you could talk to your employer about possibly changing your schedule.
As a supervisor, we have to walk that really important line of being supportive of people's nervousness, being responsive and respectful of the things that we can do to keep them safe, but also not making it worse by expressing our own worries and concerns.
Governor DeWine has urged businesses to continue to let their employees work from home, if possible. Prisons have become a critical focus during the coronavirus pandemic, some inmates being released to help control the spread of the virus. But another is now out because he should have been there in the first place. Arkady Kapusta explains this release, a dozen years in the making, is music to one family's ears.
Chris Smith was supposed to be the next big thing in music. But 12 years ago, those plans got put on hold after Smith was sentenced to 18 years in prison for armed robbery.
It was a car connected to him. It was his girlfriend's car, but he often used it. That was used in an armed robbery at a Cincinnati Bell store on the west side.
But it turns out Smith didn't commit the crime. DNA in the suspect's costume that was never released during trial proved that Chris wasn't involved in the crime.
Prosecution and the police have a duty to disclose that to the defense before trial. But it took 12 years to get it corrected, so he was in prison for 12 years while this worked through the system.
That's where the Ohio Innocence Project came in. Along with Chris's attorney, the Ohio Innocence Project took on the case to fight for Chris's innocence. Chris says serving time for a crime he didn't commit was psychologically challenging, but he tried to remain positive.
Do your best to ignore whatever comes your way with this idea, like, okay, one day, I will receive proper, justice.
And that day did come. The Court of Appeals ruled in Chris's favor last June. He just had to wait for the court to sign off on his release.
I always knew this day would come.
But it took longer than expected to get Chris out. Once the coronavirus pandemic hit, his attorney, Michelle Berry, wrote motions and notices to the federal judge, who responded quickly and ordered Chris's immediate release, especially because he was at high risk to die from the disease. But instead, Chris was sent to the Hamilton County Justice Center and waited an additional 5 days.
You never see that happen. That was just an utter abuse of power and really the state not complying with the federal court's order.
But finally, Chris was released.
Oh my God, I was just finally able to breathe.
The Ohio Innocence Project helped find a place for Chris to live and work. It has also connected Chris with other exonerees that have been freed from prison to help him navigate being back in society.
They have very much like a brotherhood, and they have each other's back.
Chris is now enjoying time with his family and kids. He also is back to his true love of singing and recording music.
It's therapeutic, so every time I get in that booth and I record, it's like a lot is coming out of me. I'm just releasing.
He says now that he's out, he wants to make every day count.
I wanted to come home and I wanted to make sure like every single day I did in there was for something. And and I refuse to let anything I endured these 12 and a half years to be in vain.
Reporting in Cincinnati, Katie Capusta, Spectrum News.
Fire departments across the state are finding different ways to keep equipment clean and firefighters safe. The Newburgh Heights Fire Department in Northeast Ohio is using a Wagner airless sprayer and ZEP DZ7 chemicals to clean the fire station and vehicles. It's a quicker, more efficient, and cheaper method than using professional cleaners, and it's a very important tool in times when budgets are starting to get tight and safety is a top priority.
I'm just trying to help people out. We have to find ways. There's no way we can afford to have a company continue to come in for 12 to 18 months disinfecting the station and our apparatus. It's a cost that, our budget is so tight here at the Newburgh Heights Fire Department that I have to find ways to keep our costs down, and this was one way of us doing it ourselves.
The fire chief says other local departments are reaching out about how they can use materials to disinfect equipment and vehicles. Universities across the state are holding virtual commencement ceremonies this weekend. Among them, Ohio State's graduation was this Sunday, but instead of happening in person at the SHU, it was held online.
We need your compassion, your creativity, your curiosity, now more than ever, as we work together to rebuild in the post-COVID-19 world.
The university awarded a record 12,913 degrees to graduating students. This is the 6th consecutive year Ohio State has had a record for the largest graduating class.
Temperatures are going to be cooling off as we head through the night. It turned out to be a fantastic weekend for most of us, with highs in the 70s both days. Now the clouds have kind of snuck in. We're looking for a couple of sprinkles off to the south. We'll look for the cooler air to filter in during the night tonight. Clouds will thin back out by morning. We're going to look for partly sunny skies tomorrow. So more cloud cover than what we saw for most of the day Sunday. And you'll notice the temperatures significantly cooler Monday. And really it looks like the week ahead is going to be a little chillier than average. Frontal boundary off to the south of us is wind stationary, and that was where most of the showers and storms were during the day Sunday. But we've had a few more showers with a secondary front sneaking in here late this evening, so we can't rule out a couple of sprinkles or light showers passing by until this second front can clear us. But the heavy weather, the strong storms, have been down in the Tennessee Valley. Let's go hour by hour with Futurecast as the cool air pushes in. We'll look for temperatures to drop off here through the night to the 50s, and by morning dipping into the lower to middle 40s, where we may not escape for the day Monday.